Hey guys, it's Zorax here with Zorax Designs, and today I have a tutorial on how to make an attractor sphere in Cinema 4D, just like this. Hang on, sorry about this. This is what it's like. Alright, so now let's get started. So the first thing that we're going to need here is we're going to need to add a sphere. No, let's add a floor first. So we'll add a floor here, and if you come to coordinates, you can scale up your X and your Z. Alright, so now let's add our sphere here. So once you have your sphere, all we're going to do is I'm just going to scale it up a little bit. So to do that, you can just click on Object and Radius. I'm going to go to 150. You don't have to though, you can do whatever you want. And I'm probably going to put my segments up a little bit to around 50. Sorry about that, I don't know what's going on here. Oh well. So next what we have to do is we're gonna start making our other shapes. So I'm gonna just do I'll do spheres for this one. So we have another sphere here, but we need to make it smaller. So to do that, you can just come down here to size, and I'm gonna change it to 50. Oh, we gotta hit enter, my bad. 50 and then enter, and then it should change it. I don't know why it's saying my computer's slow because it's running just fine. It's messed up, but okay. So once you have that, now we're gonna need to make more of these. So to do that, we're just gonna come up here. We're gonna go to MoGraph and we're gonna hit Cloner. And then we're just gonna drop our sphere into our cloner. And now we have 3 of them here. So we're actually gonna come over here and we're actually gonna change this up a little bit. We're gonna come from linear to grid array, and then we're gonna change the count to 6, 1, 6. Alright, so now that we have that, I'm just gonna move my other sphere up here a little bit so you can see this, what I'm gonna do here. So now if you look, there is orange like cubes like right here. If you click on the ones on the red axis, drag it out just so there's room in between, and do the same thing on the blue. So now if you look, there's room in between the balls. Probably gonna slide this one out a little bit more, but now there's room like in between the balls, so that's what we want right there. Alright, so now that we have that, we're going to add some tags to these things to make them start to form what we want. So to do that, what we're going to do here is on our cloner, we're going to click on our cloner, right click on it, dynamics tag, dynamics body. If you're using R13, you're going to need to go to right click simulation tags and then rigid body. They're the same exact thing. Alright, so next we're going to do the same thing with the floor. Dynamics tag, dynamics body, and the same thing with the sphere. But now if we watch, the sphere itself will fall down too. Alright, now what happened there was they all fell down together and the sphere fell down. That's not what we want. So let's fix that. So with the sphere, we're going to click on this here, and where it says dynamic, we're going to turn it off. And when that does, it still lets things bounce off it, but it's not going to fall to the floor. Alright, our next problem is we have all these falling down together. That's not what we want. So to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to come up here and we're going to click on our cloner. We're going to click on the tag here, and then you're just going to click collision, and where it says individual elements, you're going to change that from off to all. So now if we watch this, they should all fall down separately. It's hard to see, but here. There you go. Alright. So now that we have that, we are gonna we're gonna add our attractor now. So to do that, what you're gonna do is you're gonna come up here to where the emitter is. I'm not sure where this is in R13, so just look around for it and click on Attractor. So once we do that, we're gonna change our strength from 10 to 12,000. Alright. So now if we move, say we'll move it to this corner. If we play, the balls go right there. Alright, so now we're actually going to animate this. So to do that, you pick what frame you want this to all start at. I'm going to choose frame 10. And then you're going to click the keyframe button, which is right here. And then choose where you want your first attraction to stop. So I'm going to choose around 25. 15 frames is pretty good. And so it'll start, it'll come here, and then at 10, I want it to move up here. So now if we watch, they move up. Alright, so now at 25 again. From 25, I'm going to keyframe it to 40. I want it to move over here in this corner. Keyframe it. Okay. So now from 40 to 55, I'm going to want it to come down here. I'll keyframe that, and then from 55 to 70, I'm going to want it to move back over here and toward the side more. So I'm going to go somewhere over there. So now let's see what this looks like. Okay, so once I have 70 here, I'm actually going to pull these from 75 to 77. I'm coming right in the middle. And then from 77 to 85, coming down in this corner. And then from 85 to 90, I'm going to have them fall off. Just move the attractor down and that's what will happen. So now let's watch this. It's pretty cool. Let's make it a little longer. Now we'll be able to see the whole. That looks pretty good. Alright, so the next thing we're going to need to do is add our text. So to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to come up here to MoGraph, Mo Text. So as you can see, we have our text in here. You can just come down here to Object, change what you want. I'm just going to write Xerox Designs. Okay, I'm going to change my depth to 5. And I'm not really going to mess around with caps or anything. I am going to change my font though. I'm going to change it to Ethocentric. Now you're going to need to scale this down a lot until you find something that you like that fits on your sphere. Oh, that actually looks pretty good. So now, as you can see, we have that, but we need it to, I'm going to scale it down a little bit more. we want it to actually wrap around the sphere. So to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to actually add a thing called a wrap. It's just like an effector. So if you come up here to this little bend, click on it, and then you'll see something, a wrap. It might be over here, I don't know. Just click on it, and now you're going to drop your wrap into your text. Alright, now that looks kind of funky. It's not what we want. So to do that, to make this fit perfectly, I've learned that if you just take this blue axis and squish it in all the way, it pretty much just sticks it right to the cube. I mean the sphere. Looks pretty good to me. Alright, so now it's time to add some colors. Oh yeah, and if you don't want your floor to show up, all you do is you right click on it, go to Cinema 4D tags, compositing, and then just take scene by camera and uncheck it. Alright, so next what we're going to do is just add some colors. For my text, I just like a flat black, so that's what I'm going to do. Just get a flat black in there. Throw that on my text. I'll make a nice white. So my favorite way to make whites is just bring all the colors up. You got your white, and now I make this kind of a shiny, so you click on reflection, texture, Fresnel, and then take it down to around 30-ish, that's good, and then change the blurriness up a little bit. Now if I drag this onto my sphere, it looks pretty nice. So now we're going to click on new material. I'm going to make my balls red. Make sure you're on color. Drag them down, drag that up. I'm going to make them a shiny red. I'm just going to turn the brightness down. Put it on for now. Blurriness a little bit. Put them on there. Now we're gonna add some lights, and I found a cool way to do this. If you add a light, and then you put an array in, and to get an array, you just click on this thing here, an array, and then drop your light into the array, and it makes a whole bunch, like that. Bump your radius up to around 1,000. Whoa. Not 10,000. 1,000, and you can move it up if you want. I'll see what that looks like. Oh, and change your copies from 7 to 3. Yeah, it does make 4 lights. 1, 2, 3, 4. But I'm gonna lower it. I like it lower. I think that makes it look cool, gives it the effect. I'm just gonna add a single light now. And I'm just gonna drag this up pretty high. And now let's see what it looks like. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. So that's pretty much it, guys. Then you can just come in here, change your output, do what your normal settings are. There you guys have it. Alright, Zorox out. Hope you guys like this. Rate, comment, and subscribe.